And we're live here in Nourish, Heal, and Thrive. I'm really excited. I have Bryan Schellinger here, and Bryan is a healer and he does all kinds of really cool stuff. I've been working with him for a long time. I did a retreat with him once, and I just really appreciate you being here, Bryan. So thank you.
Thank you for inviting me. It's my pleasure also, and very honored to support your work and be exposed through your work also. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Yeah, this is exciting for me because I don't really know your story, but let's share with everyone who you are and where you're from and what you do.
Alrighty. Well, I live in Portland, Oregon currently, and very close to moving to Mexico in the next couple months. Uh, I started this really in earnest about 5 years ago, and that's where I met Derek through something called Awakening Dynamics. And I went there actually to solve my issues, and it opened up in a totally different way, and I ended up becoming a spiritual messenger and healer that I never even dreamed about it, and it just took off very quickly, and people started coming to me, and I built a website and start offering services, and it just has flourished from there and beyond my wildest dreams. And so my organization is called the Foundation for Creative Dynamics, Toll Technology, and I build upon a foundation of indigenous wisdom of the Americas mainly, and I include on that foundation is quantum science modalities or more modern approaches to healing and to developing your consciousness. But I realized that in this indigenous shamanic world that I was a part of prior to all this, they've been speaking this language for thousands of years. And science, especially quantum science, has affirmed it through what's the science community and more intellectual communities accept as a format that provides this as factual rather than sort of this woo-woo sense of what shamanism and that it seems to be about to us in the Western world. And so I like to say that I'm here to awaken your mind, liberate your soul, so you can live the life that's dreaming you. And a lot of my work, it comes from the Toltec tradition, which is part of central Mexico, and Teotihuacan, the sites, the pyramids and temples of Teotihuacan. And they have a very strong, well-developed tradition of dreaming. And they say that the mind is dreaming all the time, that that's the only thing that the mind is here for. And it isn't the thing that our brain runs our body functions, but our mind is there to dream. And so we have two dreams. We have our daydream, which is called the tonal, which is the Nahuatl word for sun. And you and I, everyone here watching right now, is in our tonal dream. And then we have our Nahuatl dream, which is the dreams that we are more associated with at night. When we're asleep and we're dreaming, those are Nahuatl dreams. And they say that in your Nahuatl dreams, if you don't remember them, you are a walking dead in the daydream, because the night dreams create the daydreams. And so if you are aware of what you're dreaming at night, you can master that, and then your day becomes the dream that you wish it to be, and that you're actually dreaming about. And so when you master that, you are also known as a Nahuatl, and you can live the life of your dreams by being conscious about what you're creating and where you're dreaming it from. And a lot of us dream from our wounded aspects and karmic imprints. And these are really, let's just say they're garbage for the most part. They're passed on from our lineage. We might have brought them in from past lives. and they are programmed into our subconscious, and they're the root cause of our suffering. And so it's once we address what's going on there, then we can learn to dream from a more like heart-centered, soul-based place, and rather than from this place of woundedness and karmic entanglements. And so a lot of times people will come to me and they're like, I'm having problems in my relationships, intimate relationships, professional relationships, this and that. And what I refer to that as karmic entanglement. Your karma is entangled with their karma, and you're living that out. And so for me, karma is a big throw around word in the Western world, and comes from India in its base. But I look at karma as in two ways. You you have karma in your life from something that you possibly did that was bad towards others, or you have karma in your life because someone did something bad to you and you took it personally. And so now you're coming from that place. You're suffering from there because they did that to me. I took it personally, and now I'm caught in that loop. And how do I get out of that? And so I work with you. I call it an empowered embodied emergence. And that's my private groups are called Toll Technology, but empowered embodied emergence experience. So I call it the 4 E's. And many of us are out here searching for the answers and trying to connect with words that in your group nourish what's going on. What is going on with me? I believe there's something wrong with me. And then we're out here and we're looking for different modalities. We're looking for someone to tell us what is wrong. And what I've learned over the last 5 years is that everything you're searching for is in your body. It's sitting dormant in your body. It's been pushed down by events that took place in your life, which a catchword that we all use today is traumas. And they're pushing it down. They've got it held in separation. And when we stop the separation and invite it back in, within it holds the key to stop the suffering. We don't have to look any longer. We just have to turn inward, and everything that we need to know and feel is here. But we've really been taught not to feel in life. Life is to be figured out. And I, as a child, always was on the feeling side. And it caused me problems, like nobody could relate to what I was talking about a lot of times. I was having experiences that I thought as a child everybody else was having. And it took me a while to realize, no, they're not having these experiences, or they're not aware that they're having these experiences. And so it took me many years into my adult life to actually embrace my superpowers, I guess you could say, and see them as gifts. And then about the time I met you in this awakening dynamics, it gave me a platform. It made me understand and put it into an intellectual format, what was going on in my life all the time from this feeling place and emotional place. And so that changed my life. And in 2020, as the world was collapsing in on itself, I put up a website and it started drawing people because I was getting people coming to me who were like, I'm at home with this other person who I really don't know, and these little people that are all driving me crazy. And I'm used to being at work and I only spend a small time with them and I love them, but they're driving me crazy. What's going on? And so the interaction was emerging a bunch of stuff in people that they had never experienced before. And so I said, oh, well, let's see what we can do there. Because I was always a hermit anyway. So being at home wasn't like, it wasn't a weird thing to me. I was like comfortable at home. And yeah, so it went from there. And as you had mentioned earlier, you've been on a retreat with me. So I do private sessions. I work with groups, and I also uh, facilitate retreats, mainly to Teotihuacan in central Mexico, and then to Peru. And I'm looking at India for next year, because I have a connection in India now that I feel safe that I can provide, take a group and provide a life-changing experience.
Huh, that's amazing and exciting that you're going to India next. I'm gonna have to watch out for that trip.
Yeah.
So cool. Thank you for sharing all that. There's so much information. Um, what what's your favorite part when you work with a client or you work with, someone? What's the best part about that for you?
To see the transformation and transmutation that happens within them. Because quite often by the time someone comes to me, they've tried other things and they're really suffering. And that goes from emotional suffering, spiritual suffering to physical suffering. I get a lot of clients who have been through our medical industry and it's not working. And nobody knows why they have this peculiar health issue, what have you. And it, the medications aren't working, radiation, whatever, super invasive treatments have not worked. And they come to me, something wakes up in them and they find their way to me. And to see that take place, to see usually after the first session, there's such a shift that they come back and they're like, okay, this is for real. I need to embrace this and see what's going on and what's on in me. And when they when they end up trusting me to lead them through this experience, uh, they it's just amazing. We can call it miraculous. There's this miraculous shifts, and they are like thanking me, and I'm saying no, it's you. I'm just here witnessing the fact that you are your own, what I call your own medicine from a shamanic place. You are your own medicine. You are your own healer. I'm just awakening that. And it's sitting in you, waiting to emerge, fully developed. There's nothing that it has to learn or do or anything like that. It's fully developed. It's just waiting to be given the invitation to emerge. And that sounds real, that's a real simplified way of saying it, but it's true. And
Mm,
there's a lot to uncover and layers a lot of times that have to be peeled away so that can emerge. But they start having experiences of that. And when they come back to me, I'm very sensitive to the energy field and can see it. And the first time when they come on, I do it all through Zoom. The first time they come on, I'm like, oh, or, the second time they come back or whatever, I always say, oh, you have done what I say, you've done some work. And whether they're conscious of it or not, I see the shift in their energetic field. And then, it just goes from there. And it's very much a snowball effect. And quite often we get in our heads and we're like, well, how do I do that? How did that happen? And I just say, it just is the way it is. And at some point, the snowball rolls down the hill and gets big enough. And then you go, well, how did I get here? Then you're here. And that's that emergence, allowing it to come up. It's all in you. It's not out here. And so,
yeah.
but that's
Yeah,
it.
that's
It's
I think how no, I was gonna say that's how I found you, I think, and was working with you because you were facilitating some movement groups and you're just watching the energy, and we were just, you notice the shifts from one week to the next. And I was really attracted to that, just that you could see that, and it felt good to work with you because of that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's just it's one of those gifts and one of those experiences that I had, my entire life, and then but didn't know how to use it to assist others. I mean, most of the time it was an experience of like sitting in the mall and watching people walk by and seeing like I'm watching what's really going on here, who you really are, and what do you have embodied about you and what's floating around outside of you from whatever reasons. And I didn't know what to do with that. And it caused me a lot of we could say suffering for a while until I figured out how to incorporate it into a beneficial way for others. So,
Oh. Yeah. I know you mentioned that you see your clients come to you for different reasons, but is there something that you notice maybe people come to you from, maybe there's a more of a common theme for people that come to you?
um, well, I would say the overall arching theme is suffering. They're
Hmm,
suffering in some aspect of their life,
I see.
and the dream isn't what they thought it was going to be. Most of the people that come to me you're probably in your mid 40s, and things you finally quit pushing against the wall, and you're like something has to change here, and you think that it's you, but ultimately it's letting go of the idea that something has to change. And when you do that, it again emerges. And within that emerging is the key. And I can't stress that enough, that it's within you. So if you have health issues, what's ask what why am I having ask that issue, why am I having that, what's going on, what do you want to tell me, and basically what gift do you have for me, and it will tell you. And it sounds strange, but there is a voice, and it will let you know some way or another. It will let you know, and then it's up to you then to take that and go with it, run with it. And you know I say your body is the loving access point, and it's not something to escape. It's not some place to store your pain, but it is like a living oracle that is full to be fully inhabited. And when you do that, it, this is the part that's so hard for our brain to understand. When you get in your body and stop up here, you're in the true seat of your power, and then things just start happening for your benefit. And we're so taught, like, drive oriented. It's
Hmm,
this, there's these steps, da 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 da. And it's like, boy, when you set that down, everything starts to change for you.
yeah.
And so, like, I mean, I I've been told I need to focus and have a niche, but I've left it still very broad. Because I get people who are health issues, I have people with relationship issues. Um, People come to me who their childhoods were horrendous, and somehow here they're still standing, and here we are, and I call that the noble act. Some part of you kept it all together for you, and it keeps speaking to you, probably in your night dreams, about, hey,
Yeah.
you're meant to be more.
Yeah.
You are more. Just access it and let it emerge.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. One thing that you worked on with me, I came to you, I think, for relationship issues. And I don't think you know this, but I actually got married a month ago.
Oh, wow.
So,
Congratulations.
so yeah, I think you had a big part in that. So thank you very
Oh,
much.
wow. Yeah, it's been a lot. It's been several years since I actually worked with
Yeah,
you and such. But yeah,
but yeah, it
yeah.
started
How
somewhere.
wonderful. How
Yeah, thank
wonderful.
you. Thank you. So
Yeah.
really appreciate all you do for me and everybody else. Is there anything that you didn't get to talk about that you wanted to share?
Um, I'll just say, I am rooted in your body. This is my little quote that I have on my website. Rooted in your body lies all the wisdom waiting to emerge and end your suffering. And I invite you to step out of your old paradigms, return to your body, and create your life from power, presence, and play. Too often, all of this is so serious a lot of times. And we're serious about this and we're serious about that. I'm suffering. I'm serious. I need to change this. And a lot of times it has to do going back to the child that's inside of us and allowing ourselves to play and have fun, have more fun in life, and don't work so much.
Mhm.
Working is boring for most of us. So
Right.
it's
And it's work,
play.
right?
Yeah,
But
it's work. Play.
yeah.
And so just I'll just finish it with this is that anyone listening, or I don't know quite how this all works, but uh, I'm offering a 20-minute clarity call to anyone who wants to meet me and see how I might be able to assist them. And you just have to go to toltechnology.com and use the word nourish in the coupon slot of my emergence body toll technology sessions, and it will remove the fee. And you pick the time that works for you and the date, and we'll have a one-on-one private. And I'm more than honored to meet people, and it's my mission to one by one change this world into a more loving, accepting place for everyone. And so,
Wow. That's such a generous gift, and I really appreciate you doing that. I'm gonna have you put your link to that in the comments here so
okay,
that anybody can do that. We'll do that afterwards.
okay.
But yeah, thank you for sharing that with my group and being so generous, and everything that you do is just I'm so grateful that I know you and that I've worked with you, and other people now have the chance to do that too. So if you're watching or listening and you resonate with what Bryan was talking about, or just Bryan himself, definitely check out his call, his session, and you'll be able to, you know, work with Bryan and see what he does. So definitely check out his link. And, thank you, Bryan. Thanks for doing this. Really appreciate it. Any last words before we sign off?
Uh, Live the life of your dreams
Love it.
and be well.
Love it. Love it. So thank you again, everyone. If you like Bryan, check out his links. If you like what we're doing here in Nourish, Heal, and Thrive, comment interview, and we'll spotlight you and let you share your gifts. And we'll even help you if you're struggling and need some extra support. So thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you at the next one.